Hi, I'm Mary Moore. I'm one of the therapists at PCH Center on Union Street. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about the brain and how we can work with the brain and the body to calm down. And there's a lot of amazing research about the brain and about how brain scans, they can show all sorts of different areas of the brain that ramp up during particular activities. One of the things that we know quite a bit about now is what's called the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve, it is the longest nerve in the autonomic nervous system. And the reason why it's an important nerve to know about is that we can work with it through our body to activate this vagus nerve. If we activate the vagus nerve, the body knows to relax and distress. And so it's a very important part of the brain to know and that we can work with. So when we stimulate the vagus nerve, it will send a message to the body that everything is okay. And what vagus means, I recently found out, vagus actually means wandering in Latin. And it's a very appropriate term because the longest nerve in the autonomic system goes from the back of the brain all the way to very important organs, the kidney, the lungs, and it also is the only one that goes right to the abdomen. And in the abdomen, that's where a lot of the thinking happens. Believe it or not, people don't realize, but thinking doesn't just happen in the brain, it happens in the gut. And there are more neurotransmitters in our gut than there actually are in our brain. So when people say, I got kicked in the gut, or it feels like I got kicked in the gut, that's real. That's a real thing. So we're going to learn a little bit about how to manage that. So the first one I'm going to do, which will stimulate the vagus nerve, it's called the 5-2-8 exercise. And what the 5-2-8 is that you breathe in for 5, you hold the breath for 2, and then you breathe out for the 8. Now, we humans are pretty good at breathing in. Even little kids, they get mad about something and they're like, I'm going to get you. And they breathe in. Breathing in, we got breathing in. We've gotten that for, thousands of years. It's the breathing out, the 8, the longer one, the one that we really have to elongate. That's the one that humans don't have so well. So again, this should probably take maybe a minute or so, but what I want you to do is just breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 2. 1, 2. Now the tougher part, breathe out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you can do that 3 times, just 3 times, again, doing it 3 times would probably even take a minute. It will activate that vagus nerve. And there are ways that we can kind of see how the vagus nerve is activated, and I'll tell you about that later. But there are just a couple other very quick things I want to tell you about how to activate that vagus nerve. Another way to do it is actually with cold water, believe it or not. Cold water, splashing it on your face, releases anxiety. Also, they suggest doing, if you're brave enough, in the shower, if you're done with your shower, before you get out, for just a few seconds, turn on the cold water. And that can also activate that vagus nerve. A few other ways, eating whole foods is another way. Also, connecting with nature, that's a very grounding kind of thing to do to connect with the vagus nerve. And also alternative nostril breathing. So holding one side of your nostril, breathing in, breathing out, and then alternate. So apparently alternative nostril breathing is a way that they have found can activate that vagus nerve. So if you want to manage stress, we have to go to the body. And I have a few other exercises to talk about, but those are some quick ones to immediately activate your vagus nerve. Thank you.